Once upon a time, there was a little boy who was looking forward to his birthday party. He was looking forward to it all year long. Just imagining the cake and the friends and the decorations and the presents. The day finally came and he had all of this anticipation built up for what it was going to be. He finally walks into the place where he believes his birthday is going to happen. And there's just nothing there. The decorations are raggedy looking. There's no presents. There's one friend, but it's that weird kid from down the street that he just can't hardly stand to be around. It's just so disappointing. That feeling, take that feeling and multiply it by like 1,000,000. And that is the feeling that I think you get when you're reading through the Gospels and you come to the triumphal entry. Now, after 2,000 years of Christian history, it's easy for us to think that the triumphal entry was really triumphal. I mean, that's what we call it, right? But it doesn't really read that way when you read through it, if you listen to the context, if you kind of read between the lines. You see, because for Jesus, being the Messiah meant that he should have been ushered in and had this amazing coronation ceremony. I mean, that's what people expected. They expected trumpets. They expected armies to be marching at his back, and for him to be this vanquishing conqueror, this ruler of the world. That's what they expected. And so for him to come in on a little broke back donkey, and like sitting on a blanket and a small crowd of people just kind of like chanting his name and stuff. I mean, it would have been it would have been disappointing, honestly. Now, we read it a little bit different because it's easy to imagine that all of Jerusalem is, calling his name or whatever, but even in, I'm reading through the Gospels, and in the Luke account, what you actually have is even right there in the audience, in the crowd, you have people that reject him. You have the Pharisees saying, "Tell your disciples to cut it out." So it's really just the disciples. It's people that have followed him that are saying Hosanna and stuff like this. And so there's just this real sense of disappointment in the whole thing, and you can even see it there. You see Jesus talking about how he had kind of anticipated this day for to come for Jerusalem, and then it just wasn't what he had hoped. So what can we do with that? Well, I think one thing we can do with that is just praise the Lord that he didn't just nuke the human race right there. I mean, how frustrating would that have been? But on a personal level, when we think about the kind of grace he had, even through this real disappointment, he had this crushing disappointment, but then he still went through with the work that he came to do, to prepare a path of grace for us. And so I think as we face disappointments on a daily basis in our daily lives, I hope that we can learn from Jesus' example and follow how he faced disappointments, and this being one of the greatest disappointments the world has ever seen. Thanks for watching.